Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to the Philadelphia Eagles Now. Yes, I know, it's me. I'm back. I've been gone forever. Not really that long. Come on, it was like a week-long vacation. But those of you guys who kept commenting, where's Thomas, and tweeting me, where are you? Come back, we need you. I'm back. Let me go on vacation, okay? I did the draft week. I was there last week. We were doing all sorts of videos for the NFL draft. Just got back from Europe, went to Spain, went to France, went to Hungary, went to Greece. Fantastic trip. But we're back, and we're good. And so, type down below, welcome me back, welcome back, Mont. Give this video a thumbs up, and thumbs up for Chase Sr. for filling in for me at Chat Sports. A lot of you guys liked what he did. Fantastic job. I think he does great stuff for Chase, for Chat Sports. Big Eagles fan as well, kind of on the down low there, but he did a fantastic job, so really appreciate him and the rest of the guys filling in for me here on the channel. But I am back, I am ready to rock, and here with the latest Eagles news and rumors coming up next. All right, jump into the latest Philadelphia Eagles news and rumors here on a Wednesday, and Bleacher Report has a trade the Eagles should do. And you go, wow, okay, we're post-NFL draft, we're post-free agency, this is not the time to be trading for people, and yet here we go with Bleacher Report, released an article suggesting Philadelphia should trade for, well, it's a position that makes sense, that is the safety position, and one Jessie Bates, who currently is a Cincinnati Bengal. Now, Bates, of course, will be a Bengal for at least one final year, because even though he is on the franchise tag, the likelihood of him returning to the Bengals if he remains past July 15th is very, very unlikely, and so a trade between now and July 15th could make a bunch of sense. And as we talked about, the one position group that Philadelphia did nothing with this offseason, besides, I guess, re-sign Anthony Harris, was the safety spot. You talk about corner being an issue, and we'll talk about corner a little bit later on today, but no safety additions. Like, they did nothing in terms of going ahead and grabbing safeties, and so this was definitely a surprise in terms of not adjusting the safety spot, but now Bleacher Report is trying to go ahead and fix the Eagles' defensive backfield. Now, here is their trade idea. It's expensive. Now, Jessie Bates is a great player. Let's just get that out of the way. But they want a second-round draft pick in 2023 for Jessie Bates, according to Bleacher Report. It's a lot. It's a steep price. Now, again, you're getting a starting caliber safety. And if you're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles being a good roster right now, which they are top to bottom, this would fill and plug your final hole. And so it's a matter of how he thinks they're in win now mode or if they can get by with what they currently have at the DB spot, as we'll see here in just 1 second. Now, again, this guy's been really, really good. Look at the numbers in 2021. Obviously, leading the Bengals to a Super Bowl on that defense. 88 tackles, 3 TFLs, 4 pass breakups, 1 interception. He would instantly come in and be the best safety on this roster and the best safety Philadelphia has had in a very, very long time. Rodney McLeod becomes a Colt. They re-sign Anthony Harris. And right now, you look at this defensive backfield, it's not that great. Now, I will say this. I think the team is very, very high on Marcus Epps and Kayvon Wallace. I think the main reason why they didn't go out and get a safety in the draft was, one, they really wanted Tyrann Mathieu, which all reports suggested they tried to go ahead and get Tyrann Mathieu. But two, I think they feel good about this rotation, as they will probably call it, of safeties back there. Anthony Harris will be one starter, and he played fine last year. A lot of people were saying he was fantastic. He wasn't that good. He was fine. He was very, very, as a average, but very workable. You can work with him as a safety. But these other two guys, I definitely think are going to rotate in there. I think the best player will play. Could be a week-to-week basis. Could be a series-to-series basis. But Wallace has put on a lot of weight. He's beefed up. Marcus Epps is a veteran, from all intents and purposes, as a backup safety, maybe a full-time special teams guy. And I think this is what you're going to roll with. So maybe they make a trade for Jessie Bates. Maybe they don't. I don't think that they're going to. But I think right now you got to hope that Marcus Epps and Kayvon Wallace are going to be good enough to hold down the fort there at the safety spot. We'll ask this question. What do you guys think? Should the Eagles make this trade? Would you do the trade that Bleacher Report is mentioning on your screen right now? Would you give up a second-round draft pick next year for Jessie Bates? Type T down below for trade. Or if you don't want to do this trade, then I guess go down below and type P down below for pass. Let me know what you guys think right now. All right, moving on to some other defensive back news and rumors. You guys saw Chase mention this a couple of days ago, and yes, I was on vacation, but I was still keeping track of Eagle stuff and following the channel, watched every single one of Chase's videos. As I mentioned, fantastic job. He mentioned James Bradberry. Now, James Bradberry, at the time of Chase's video, had not been released. There were reports that they were going to go ahead and release him, or potentially release him, and now it is officially official. Bradberry is on the free agent market. Now, we got to this point, not because Bradberry is not a good player, as Chase mentioned, the Giants don't have any money. Like, they're in, a Dave Gettleman cap hell right now, and they had to sign all their rookies, including 2 first-round draft picks in Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau, and so not enough money, got to let them go. You freed up $10 million, and now you have a Pro Bowl caliber cornerback who is on the roster. And we just mentioned, obviously, Philadelphia is in need of a safety. Yes, they need a cornerback, too, opposite of Darius Slay, and Bradberry, really good. I mean, he's a really good player. I know the Giants stunk last year, and you didn't watch a lot of the Giants. I know you're an Eagle fan, but you're not watching a lot of the Giants games. He was one of their better players on the defensive side of the football field, and they would have kept him could they have actually afforded him. But this is a 28-year-old, as we'll see, who could come in and be a really good number 2 option, an upgrade over Steven Nelson last year at the cornerback number 2 spot. SI.com has a good write-up on Bradberry. Throw it up on your screen right now. Quote, unfortunately, letting go of Bradberry also means that the Giants are forced to move on from one of their most reliable contributors on defense. 28-year-old was New York's top cornerback in 2021, finished the season with 47 combined tackles, a career-high 4 interceptions, 17 pass defenses, which is a crazy number, and 2 fumble recoveries. In 2022, his first year with the Giants, he made the Pro Bowl for the first time, the only time in his career, end quote. Now, again, I would love to go get James Bradberry, and they have the money to do so. You can kind of backload his contract, a kind of a cheap deal right now with a bunch of bonus money. It's all possible. But honestly, I trust the coaches on Zach McPherson. I think they like what they have in Zach McPherson. Now, week 6 of the NFL season, when Zach McPherson has played terribly through 5 games, I might have a different opinion. I might come on here and say, what were they thinking? Why did they keep Zach McPherson, or why did they not go out and get another cornerback? But as of right now, I think the coaching staff is high in this young group of cornerbacks. I think that McPherson showed in a very limited amount of playing time on the football field, but most importantly in practice last year, that he's ready to rock. And I think that he's learned a lot from Darius Slay. He learned a lot from playing on that Eagle defense. And the Eagles are going to be great everywhere else on defense, especially in that front 7. The linebackers are going to be really good this year. Nakobe Dean. The pass rushers are going to be fantastic. I think that they're hoping the front 7 is going to go ahead and kind of plug the hole that's happening, or holes that's happening at safety and cornerback. But I trust them on McPherson. But if they go out and sign James Bradberry tomorrow, I'll not only break it down in a video, I'll be totally pleased and happy with it. Like, I'm fine either way, is kind of what I'm saying right now. I think the roster as Philadelphia has currently constructed is what it will be at the start of the season. But if they want to make some additions like Bradberry, he is out there. He could be a very, very good player. Before we go ahead and move on, we are so close to 30,000 subs. We're at like 28,824. We're almost at 30K. I know a lot of new additions the past couple of days. If you've never seen me on the channel, it means you've subscribed 2 days ago and you're watching Chase Sr. I'm kind of the one who normally does this channel. And so if you guys like the Eagles, go down below and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. As I mentioned, McPherson got very limited playing time this past season. I mean, I think he started a game and he kind of filled in a couple of times. But with Slay on one side, whoever the other cornerback is, it's going to be picked on a lot. And right now, McPherson, if he's ready for the challenge, then sure, throw him in there. But if the coaching staff does not think he's ready, which I think that they do think he's ready, I just said that. If they don't think that he's ready, then you could see potentially going to get a James Bradberry, or having kind of an open competition at the number 2 cornerback spot, which might be the likely option that you have right now for Philadelphia. How good is the Eagles secondary right now? I think it's the weakest part of this team, and they didn't really address it, as I mentioned in the draft. Scale of 1 to 10, how weak is it? 1 being like it's the worst ever, 10 being like it's the best. I think it's a 6, maybe a 7, depending on McPherson. Obviously Darius Slay's fantastic, but who else is back there? We're going to make a big impact. Give me your rating on the Eagles secondary right now. Okay, as we go ahead and wrap up the show, I want to quickly just give you guys Howie Roseman. He was recently talking about Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean, 2 of the best draft picks I've seen him do in a very, very long time. This is great. I want to read this to you guys. Throw it up on the screen. Quote, "These guys know what it takes. I think that the NFL season is a roller coaster ride. It's the ups and downs. And when you have guys that when you're down are going to help bring you back up, and those guys that are champions now know what happens when adversity hits and how to raise the levels of everyone. That's what a team is about. So yeah, it's intentional. It's intentional to get winners," end quote. We talked a lot about this post-draft Philadelphia Eagles team. We talked a lot about Nakobe Dean. I talked a lot about Jordan Davis after the draft before I went on vacation. Let me just say this again. I've had, 2 weeks now to kind of digest this. Been off the air, obviously, for 9 days. We don't realize how improved the D is. Most importantly, the defensive line. Like, the front 7 right now in Philadelphia, league's better than last year. League's better than last year. Brandon Graham comes back. You get Jordan Davis. You have Milton Williams going into year 3. Obviously, Josh Sweat on a brand new contract. I mean, you can bring in, not only do you bring in Hassan Reddick, who's going to be a fantastic pass rusher, you combine that all together with, I think, the top 3 defensive line in the National Football League. Nakobe Dean, if healthy, which everything says that he is, we saw him on the football field during the rookie offseason training programs. If he's ready to rock and he starts at middle linebacker, this defense is so dramatically improved. People aren't going to recognize it. Like, remember last year, you're watching the Eagles defense, and they would just get worked up and down the football field against good quarterbacks. Not going to happen. Now, they might not be the best defense in the league, but how are you blocking the squad? You essentially have 2 different starting 4s rotating in there at the pass rush position or the defensive line position. They are looking good. They are ready to rock. And I think Philadelphia is going to have a top 10 defense when it's all said and done at the end of 2022. I think they're going to have double-digit wins. I think this is going to be a very impressive football team that a lot of people are not underrating because they're like, okay, yeah, the Eagles did get better. A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts goes into year 3. Offensive line is fantastic. Obviously, Javonte Smith year 2. Like, I think they're recognizing the offensive additions and saying this team's going to be better. For me, it's the defensive additions as well that a lot of people are underrating a little bit more than I really would have thought. It kind of surprises me. And I think that people are in for a rude awakening when they play Philadelphia, because if you have even a semi-bad offensive line, you're going to have a rough, 4 quarters against this Eagle defense. And I think that Dean and Jordan Davis, both of those additions, had a big impact on that. The Eagles have a top 10 defense right now. I think they do. Type Y down below for yes. I think they do not. Go ahead and type N down below for no. I think they do. I know I mentioned they have some secondary issues, and they do. That front seven, though, looks great and ready to rock. I'm excited to see them play at the link this year. All right, before we go and end on my first video back, there'll be a mailbag call coming up right now. So if you guys want to get in our mailbag video later on this week, myself or Chase Sr., depending on how the schedule goes, will answer them. Hashtag Eagles down below in the comment section. Ask any sort of Eagle-related question that you want, and I will try to answer as many as I can. So go down below, be a subscriber, and ask away. Okay, for Philadelphia Eagles now, I am Thomas Mott. As we go ahead and sign off, go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day.